Hey. Okay, so I have been dreading this video all week. And I put this video specifically today because it's Wednesday. And so Wednesday can be everybody's why. Like, why Wednesday? You figure out your why so that you can target it and give yourself more motivation to do better. So today's video is talking about welfare and why I actually didn't want to talk about it. Something's wrong with my smoke detector. I changed the battery and it's still not working. So I am a domestic violence survivor. I used to be a domestic violence victim. And so I left my abuser 6 times. It was on the 6th time that he got arrested. And if you know anything about domestic violence and the cycle of abuse, which I now call the spiral of abuse, you go around and around your circle over and over, going through all the phases of your violence until you either leave or you are murdered. And unfortunately, all too often, that this can go either way. So when I left, he was arrested, and I went with my newborn to a safe house. And anybody that doesn't know anything about a safe house, I push this as much as I can possibly do, because I went, I think, starting from the 4th time that I left my abuser, then the 5th and the 6th, like, I was afraid of safe houses. It seemed like it was going to be like some kind of homeless shelter. I was going to have to leave by specific times during the day. I was all around the whole circle. I was just like very uncomfortable with the safe house, until I realized that it's just a regular house. It's literally just a regular house. It looks just like a regular house. Nobody knows it's a safe house. And then there's a bunch of bedrooms. You get your own bedroom. You get your own dresser and stuff. And then I was lucky enough to have somebody running the safe house that I was in that was so very kind. And every Monday, I could make a list of all the groceries that I wanted, not even just needed. Like, these are all the things that I need, but this is the stuff that I want. Like, I want whipped yogurt. She was just okay with it. So obviously, the safe house is paid for by the government, and the government will give you 30 days in the safe house, and during that time, you have to find a place to stay or you leave. And by leave, it's actually homelessness. The number one cause for homelessness is domestic violence. So say that whole family leaves their abuser and then they go to the safe house, they have 30 days, and if they don't find something in 30 days, tough luck. So that's where I began my welfare journey. And I don't like talking about being on welfare. I'm on welfare. I'm on social services. I collect social services. There's so many different ways that I could say this, and I just continue to say all these different ways because it's uncomfortable. I don't want people to know I'm on welfare, because people change the way they, like, there's so many different views and stereotypes of people that are on welfare that, like, I don't want to be viewed as somebody that's sitting around doing nothing every day, all day, collecting government funds and never doing anything with their lives. And it's not who I am. And I physically can't be that person. So I am on welfare, and that's why I wanted to do this video, because with all the stereotypes and everything that are going around, like, I don't have any other options. On the first day of this video challenge, I talked about my chronic pain, my car accident, and it was actually the car accident that leaves me with no other options. With all the different random injuries that I have, they literally told me that they were surprised that I was walking. Like, it's the fact that, like, during those EMGs, when all of those nerves came back not doing and not functioning, it's bittersweet. Like, I just have this, like, partial paralysis. I can't feel all the pain that I'm supposed to be in, but they were surprised that I was walking. So they told me that I would never, ever be able to work again in my life. And I have a bunch of different kinds of feelings about that, but when it really comes down to it, like, that's not the thing that they should say. What they should say is, you will never be able to work a regular 9-to-5 type job again. But we can set you up with this small business development center, and they can help you figure out a way to still make an income and to still be able to live without needing to just be disabled and use that as some kind of, I don't know. So, time out. So the stereotypical person that people see on welfare, and I'm not even going to add any kind of like random Republican versus Democrat. Somebody on welfare, a lot of people think that that person does nothing every day, all day, collects government funds, and then that's it. But that's not how it is. And so with all of my car accident stuff, and then me being a victim, I needed welfare. Like, that's the only way that I've been able to get by. That's the only way that I've been able to go to school, get A's, because I can focus on schoolwork and I can focus on my son and not have to focus on a job that's going to cause like an extreme amount of pain since I'm already in it. So I chose this as something that I wanted to talk about because every single time that I hear somebody talking crap about somebody that's on welfare, I feel bad about myself. And now in about 20 days or something, I'm getting my master's degree, and it makes me feel off balance. It makes me start to feel like I don't deserve to still be on government assistance and be successful. But at the same time, I really can't do anything about it. So even if I'm coming at myself and like really coming down on myself and being super critical and making myself feel super shitty and causing myself to go into therapy about the thoughts that I'm feeling, there's nothing I can do about it at this point. At least not until something has to happen. So I'm uncomfortable with it because I feel like I don't deserve it, even though there's nothing else that I can do at this point. I have no control over my specific situation. I'm moving forward. I'm taking huge leaps, like huge leaps. I got my associates, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, I start PhD next September. But like I'm doing what I can, and I need to start thinking about it that way instead of just thinking about it as what is everybody else going to think, because it does a number on you. So I made this huge goal, and anybody that knows me knows I make these huge outrageous goals, and they're hard to follow, and everybody around me is like, that's impossible. But the thing, if you don't know me, know that I make a huge goal and it happens. I make it happen. There's no way. So I'm a very ambitious person, and I'm also an implementer. So I make things happen. So my goal for 2018 is to successfully get off welfare. Successfully, though. To graduate off of it, to no longer need it, and to be able to also have the opportunity to give somebody else that's on welfare the assistance and the ambition that I have. I'll just like pay it forward. So I sat down and I started thinking about how might I get off welfare? How might I be able to maintain success, to maintain my own life, to be able to still care for my son who's turning 6, and do this on my own? Because like you get government assistance, and then you like that your life, that's what you know. So even when I start to be able to make an income to support my own self, I now have to reframe my head, because that's what I was thinking about today. When I get off of it, okay, then I need to start budgeting and still give myself enough for like money and stuff. So those are things that I'll be working on in 2018. So I'm working with my Beachbody coach, because one of the huge changes that I've made over the last couple of years is understanding what fitness is, why fitness is important, and not only that it's fitness for your body, but fitness, nutrition, fitness for your mind. So mind, body, and soul. So the movement that I'm super excited to be moving forward with Melissa is helping others that are like me find their fit self, mind, body, and soul, to find their fit self and to be able to sustain themselves, to finance them, to become independent financially using our programs, our fitness, our nutrition, using your mind, using all of the things that I've learned over the last couple of years. And so I will succeed with this goal in 2018. And to make it even more amazing, I'm not going to do it alone. I have Melissa. She's got my back. She traveled this whole journey herself. She was that person that couldn't pay for her own bills, and now she is making up there in 6 digits. So she traveled, and so she has my back, and I know that. So I want to bring other people with me. So I'm looking to try to use everything that I know and all the education that I've gotten and all the resources to try to hone in and help other people that are like me, other survivors of domestic violence, other victims of domestic violence, to understand that, like, you don't need to be belittled by another person. You don't need to be controlled by another person. You can control yourself and you can have your own back. Like, you don't need another person. You just need yourself, and you just need to know what that feels like. You just need somebody to help guide you, to help sit there with you, create your specific action plan, and then be like, okay, let me know when you do this. Okay, let's do this goal by this date. Okay, we're going to, like, you don't need somebody to tell you what to do, to belittle you and make you feel like you're this big. You just need yourself to tell your own self what to do and make yourself feel this big. And it's a journey, and we're still moving forward with this, but I will succeed, and I hope to bring as many people with me as I possibly can, because domestic violence is no joke. And if I could have just taken all of the random stuff, all the stuff that he put in here, and taken it in the face instead, as in the form of any kind of abuse, really, because that stuff heals. But his voice in my head, that took years to let go of. And so today, this was day 3, talking about welfare, why it makes me uncomfortable, but also not only me being able to voice and vocally tell you that this is an issue. Like, I no longer feel, I feel unbalanced on welfare, and I'm going to help that. I'm going to this is my solution. That's what I'm going to do. So if you know anybody that is a domestic violence victim, domestic violence survivor, send them my way, because I am really putting my all into 2018. And if I can help somebody else in that same way, then it's my mission. So again, all victims, all survivors, I got your back. I hope you have a great day. And I can't remember what day 4 is tomorrow, but this one was the day that I was most uncomfortable to talk about. And now it's done, so I release it. I hope you guys have a great day.